Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Dealing with Dad. This comedic drama is now available to stream online. The film is rated PG and it's an hour and 46 minutes. My movie review mom grade is a B. Now, don't click away. Let me explain why. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching this particular movie. Well, all the movies that I review. So let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, if there are any, and even recommendations for similar movies that I think that you might also like and check out. So first, let's get started in a nutshell. The story is about Margaret, who reluctantly goes back to her hometown with her brothers to deal with the sudden depression of her father. The film premiered at an Asian American film festival and will definitely find its audience among Asian immigrants. It has already won, in fact, an impressive number of awards. The film was both written and directed by Tom Huang, based loosely on his personal experience and that of his Asian immigrant friends. So, one of my sons married a lovely girl from Hong Kong. Their little son is adorable. I'm such a grandma, right? Anyway, and he is surrounded by Asian families in America where they live. I'm so grateful that I've been able to go to China many times so that I can help instill a love for that rich culture in his heart. So let me give that was just my little personal side note, but let me tell you some of the things that I liked about this movie. So, first of all, the cast includes a really good cast. Ali Mackay, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing your names incorrectly. Hayden Setzo, Peter S. Kim, Dana Lee, Karen Sony, Jeff Atlas, and Paige Leong. So I've been trying to learn Mandarin. So it was really fun to hear some of the characters in the story speak Mandarin. Now, you might laugh and say, no, they were speaking Cantonese. They might have been. Actually, now that I say that, I can't remember where they were from exactly. But my daughter in law speaks Cantonese and Mandarin. Anyway, they're both really difficult languages for me, at least. So, those in the Asian community will probably see a lot of familiar territory in this story. And that's a really good thing. It's great to see more movies that represent the Asian American population. Non Asians will get a glimpse into Asian families and their unique traditions and perspective. And again, I think that's a great thing. The film could easily be turned into a sitcom on TV, and it kind of already feels a little bit like that. The story seems very realistic. Like there are probably a lot of families that are going to be able to relate to this family. There's a lot of humor, although not all of it landed for me. So there were a few things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better or differently. First of all, there's so much yelling and fighting among the characters, and it really started to get on my nerves. I don't find that entertaining or even really funny. And it makes me sad that there probably are a lot of families that live their lives like that. I didn't really like any of the self absorbed characters, and they're all pretty self absorbed. They're constantly angry and snarky, and they criticize each other. I'm so grateful that I did not grow up in a family like that. Neither did my husband. And so we've been able to raise four respectful, kind sons. They get a kick out of being with each other. And that just warms my heart to no end. I mean, I wanted them to love each other. Now, of course, when they were kids, they weren't perfect. They would fight over toys, but they would just move on to another toy and then they were fine. And I'm just, again, so grateful that I didn't grow up in a family where uh, just that constant criticism and anger and snarkiness towards one another is just the norm. I've also never understood parents who complain when their adult kids don't call them. You never call me. I feel like the phone works both ways, right? I love alliteration in titles, dealing with dad. But the name of this movie instantly reveals the attitudes of the children, that they have to deal with their father rather than care for their father. He's going through something. He's aging and dementia's possibly kicking in, and it's easy for older people to get really depressed. Growing old is not fun. Of course, it's better than the alternative, but there are a lot of aches and pains and regrets and just a lot of emotional stress that takes its toll. And I really admire more now than ever older people who have a good outlook and attitude on life, because it's hard to get old. Anyway, so that bothered me too, that they're just like dealing with this old man, and that there seemed to be an underlying love for their father, but that they didn't really seem like they liked each other, that they didn't really like their dad. And in fact, the movie poster, it says, "What if your dad was nicer depressed than well?" And I can't say that I saw that he was super nice when he was depressed. We just sort of always see this cranky, depressed guy, really. It's not like his whole personality changed for us because we didn't grow up with him. We didn't know what he was like. Ultimately, the movie is forgettable. There are some moments where there are poignant lessons and insights that are great, but it's not a movie that I'll watch again, or just rave and say, you absolutely have to run out and go see this right now. Let me give you some tips for parents. I think kids are going to be bored. There is profanity, including F-bombs, talk of racism, some crude conversations, and siblings get into a fist fight, as well as lots of verbal fights. Some of the themes that are illustrated well in the film are family, sacrifice, legacy, culture, dysfunction, definitely, emotional abuse even, and then the underlying message of supporting family and friends. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines just so that I can share them with you, so you can kind of get a taste of the dialogue and the script writing. And I have them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, so you can run over there and check it all out. But I'll share a few of them with you right now. One of the funny lines, if you think this is funny, is when Margaret, who's played by Ali Mackey or McKee, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Anyway, she's talking to one of the younger kids, and she says, he's just going to have to wait until Thanksgiving to see his racist grandparents. So there's quite a bit of talk of anti-Asian and anti-Caucasian even types of cultures. So let me share some other movies about Asians that you might like, and might even like better than this one. The first one that came to my mind is an animation, actually, but it just showcases the beauty of China. It's called Abominable, and it's really cute. But I think one of the features that I liked the most was you get to go to China and see the culture and the beauty of the nature, the topography of the country, and that kind of thing. It's kind of sweet. It's about an abominable snowman. And then another one that won Best Picture of the Year this year, but for 2022 movies, is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, it's very different from this one, but it's similar in that it's a Chinese American family, and it's just almost impossible to describe. I did a movie review on both of these, so you can click on the link, check those movie reviews out. But it's really an entertaining, interesting, and insightful movie, again, about Asian Americans and life in general, and aging. I said that like Asian. Anyway, I hope that you'll get a kick out of those movies, and I hope if you watch this one that you do enjoy it. There is a lot of good to be had, and good messages to derive from it. Anyway, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next movie review. Bye for now.